Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Kovac Enterprises. We're going to do a quick little out-of-box review on this 1966 Shelby GT350H that I am doing for Carolina Man's tribute build. This is the Motor City Muscle series. It's for 10 plus for the age, and it's a 1/24 scale. It is made by Revell. And I'll just kind of go over the outside of the box here real quick. The completed length of the car is going to be 7 7/16 inches long. It's got 91 parts, and it is molded in white. It does come with water slide decals, and it kind of gives a little bit of a history of the car on the side of the box here. It also gives you a little paint guide as well of what paints are suggested for this kit. And like I said, we can turn around here, and then we just have two sides of the car itself, showing what it looks like when it's completed. And of course, we have a 3-panel view of the car as well, so you get to look at the engine and a side profile of the car, and then we have a top view with the classic black with gold stripes on it. So that's pretty much what's on the outside of the box. What's in the box, we can start off here with the instructions. It's 12 pages long, and it's got approximately 11 steps to it. And this is your typical Revell instructions. Again, it gives you the front page as far as the history of the car. And this is kit number 2482. And of course, when you open it up, the first page, they always show you the paint guide version again. And we'll just bring it down a little bit. Alright, and then of course, Revell's pretty good at showing you all the part numbers and the corresponding part names that go with that number. And that's the second page for the part name and numbers as well. And then of course we have the exploded view of the first step, which is of course the engine. So you get to see that. Okay. And then of course we go into step 2, where we have the body upside down, showing the front windshield and the rear window for step 2, where they show you where to place the rear view mirror. Of course, step 3 here is, you can see for yourself all the parts that need to be fitted for that particular step. And then we can go on to move into step number 4, where they're working on the dashboard, instrument panel, steering wheel, and started on the interior bucket with the rear seats. And then of course that includes the front seats as well, and of course the placement of the interior bucket as well. And then of course we come over to step 5, where we're dealing with, they show you a close-up view of the front suspension, the exhaust, and of course the rear suspension assembly, and then of course the placement of the engine once it's completed. And we have our front springs there, and then of course they show you where the placement of that goes in the front part of the vehicle. And then of course step 6, we are starting to put together our wheels and our tires. And what they're recommending is not cementing the tires to the actual car itself, but we'll decide on that when the time comes. And then of course then we have step 7 as well, dealing with some of the engine bay parts, the radiator and other thing that goes into the bay. And of course, then we have step number 8 that works on the rear side of the car with the rear valance and the fenders and tail lights and whatnot. And then we're getting close to the end here with the step 9, where it's working on the front part of the car itself, and then a few more bits and pieces for the engine itself and the hood and the outside side mirrors. And then of course the back is decal page and showing the placements of where the decal should go, that iconic gold striping that goes on the car itself. So basically that's it. And as we build the car, we'll go step by step as far as again with the instructions where we are at the build at the time. This does come with 4 bags of parts. We can go ahead here and start with the tires. You get some 4 nice soft vinyl tires. We'll kind of show you one here close up. Not bad. Well done. They're nicely detailed as far as the treads are concerned. So there's the 4 tires. And of course we have another bag here that's just for the clear parts. There's your front windshield, your rear window, your side windows, headlights, and of course we're going to go ahead and keep this in the bag until we absolutely need to glue it on to keep it from scratching up. Next up is the actual chrome part tree. Comes in its own bag, and that's kind of like what that looks like real close up here. We got the wheels and of course the instrument panel, front grille, and of course our front rear fenders and all the little bits and pieces that go into the interior bucket and engine. So it's nicely chromed up, nice and shiny. I don't see too much flash on the chrome tree here, so that's a good sign. And we'll go ahead and put that back in the bag. And then our main bag here, that's got all the rest of the parts. I think there's about 4 pieces of sprue trees in here, including the body. And of course, again, it's molded in white. So we'll get kind of a quick little close-up. We can start here with the interior bucket. It's nicely detailed. It does come with some details of the actual clutch and the brake pedals and the gas pedal and the side door panels you can see there. And then part of the rear seats. So that's nicely done. We also have the 2 front seats. It comes in 2 parts. I have to glue those together. And then these little pieces, we have the muffler exhaust system. We have the water pump. We got some armrests in here, and I think that's like a windshield fluid bag. And then we've also got our dashboard and our front and rear valance. There's that. And here we have our rear suspension assembly, all molded together. And then we have of course, our engine block. And this is our front suspension. And then we have our 2 front springs for the car and our radiator housing. So that's our second sprue tree. Then we have a third sprue tree. It's a small one, but it's got, of course, the hood on it. This is the other part of the rear seats, along with the backing of the rear seat and the steering wheel. These two particular items does not show up in the parts list in the instructions, so it could be something extra that they molded in there. And of course we have our left and right side scoops for these two here. So that's that for the third tree. And then of course our fourth sprue tree here in the bag is the chassis, nicely detailed on the lower half of it. And then we have our exhaust manifolds and our radiator hose. And then we have some items that actually go into the engine bay compartment there, and probably our starter, our radiator, as you can see there. And then we have our other bits and pieces that go into the engine itself here, with the shocks. And then of course we have our distributor, steering column right here, and our fan belt with our fan, and then we have our four inner wheels. And then last but not least, we have our detailed out body of the car. It's very nicely done, nicely detailed. It does come with the molded handles on the side of the car on this one. It's got the Mustang emblem on the side panels. And like I said, overall nicely detailed. Kind of give you the front view of the car itself here. Comes with the windshield wipers molded in there as well. In fact, it's got a molded in, looks like battery in there as well. Of course, there's the front of the car itself here, and the passenger side. There you go. And then the rear. So not much flashing I can see on here. It looks nice and clean. That's a good thing. So that is it as far as what's in the box of this out-of-box review kit. I'll probably be starting on this shortly, in a day or so. And we will see you on the next episode for part 1. So once again, this is for the Carolina Man's tribute build for Cliff. And stay tuned, and we'll be giving you some updates on putting the 1966 Shelby GT350H car together. I hope everybody has a good weekend, and we will catch you later. Bye.